Now we're going to take a look at creating roofs in our model. In this larger area, we're going to create a sloped roof. We'll start out with a hip style roof and then change it to a gable roof. In this lower bump out area, we're going to have a flat roof. So the first thing we're going to do is switch to our south elevation view and add another level. So right now we have level 1, level 2, and then associated with those levels we have our floor plan level 1 view and our level 2 view, and then ceiling plan views as well. On the architecture tab we select the level tool, and then we can move that so that it aligns with the end of a previously drawn level. We can also try and get it to the particular height we want, but this could be changed easily later. But by getting the ends to line up and seeing this green dashed line, the ends will all move together if any of the level datums are adjusted. Same with this other side. We can wait until we see this green dashed line, go ahead and click to place it, and you'll notice on the options bar while we're in the level command there's this option to make plan view. So I'm going to hit modify to cancel the level command, but because that make plan view is checked, we actually automatically have a level 3 floor plan view and a level 3 ceiling plan view. We want to change this level 3 though to be called roof. So we select the level and then we click on the word and then we simply type roof and hit enter. Now we get prompted to see if we want to rename the corresponding views that we just pointed out in the project browser. In this case we'll say yes because we want what was initially level 3 to say roof. Notice here now in the project browser those two views are changed to roof. We actually don't need a roof ceiling plan view, so we select it and then press the delete key on the keyboard. The next thing we're going to want to do, we can do this in a 3D view, is select the exterior walls for the larger area and set these walls to go up to the roof level rather than level 2. So we select the walls and then from the properties palette we select roof. We could have done this from a floor plan as well, but it's just easier in the video here to show it graphically what's going on. So we're going to go to the level 2 floor plan. We notice the walls cutting through this level's cut plane are darker. We can bump up the detail level to fine, and then we're going to want to fill in this area with a wall that basically goes from level 2 up to the roof to close off the exterior of the level 2 building. So if I select this wall and then right click, there's a convenient create similar option, so I don't even have to remember what wall type that was right off the bat. I can click the end point here of this previously drawn wall. Then as I start moving to the left, I notice the wall is being offset to the wrong side. So I simply press the space bar to get that to flip over, and I can stop this wall short if I want, and then hit the modify key, and then on the modify tab use the trim command to clean that up. Now if I go look at the 3D view, I'll see that the exterior of the building is now filled in. However, looking at this, we might want this interior wall to be a little bit lower. We will have some roof insulation that wraps up the wall, but probably not that high, so we'll change this to unconnected rather than going up to level 2, and then we'll make this 12 feet instead of 14 feet. We can make a similar adjustment now with the exterior wall above. We select it, and we still want the base to be relative to level 2, but we can make it drop down 2 feet relative to whatever level 2 is. So now we won't worry about how we can clean up these other conditions here at the corners, but we have our model all set up and ready for the roof to go on. So we'll go ahead and switch to the roof floor plan view. On the architecture tab, we will select the roof tool, And specifically, we want the roof by footprint option. So this means we sketch a footprint in the plan view and then a roof is created. Once we click the roof by footprint, we enter sketch mode. We see that we're automatically in the boundary line command. We want to pick walls rather than just randomly sketch lines. When we pick a wall, a line will be created parallel to that wall and attached to it, so it'll move with the wall. We'll see what this means a little bit more in a minute, but define slope is checked, and currently there's no overhang. We also have the type selector that tells us just a generic 12-inch thick wall is going to be created. So we simply click the exterior walls, the exterior side of the exterior walls. We notice because we have two sections of walls here, there's a piece missing in our sketch. I could click this wall and it would go ahead and create another line. Otherwise I could use the trim command, so we have the ability to trim these sketch lines. Now, without doing anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this so you can see that we select the roof command, we pick the perimeter of the building and finish, and then we get a roof. Initially we see something here, I click off of it to unselect it, that looks a little odd, kind of looks like a mansard roof, but that's just because the view range is set to cut at a certain level above the roof datum. So if I go to view range for this view, so nothing selected, the properties palette shows the views properties. I scroll down and click edit next to view range. I'm just going to add a 2 in front of the cut plane just to make this cut plane 24 feet high so that it actually is above the roof and really doesn't cut anything. We won't get into specifically what the top of the primary range is, but it has to be higher than the cut plane, so we'll just add a 2 there as well. Now we see the entire roof. So if we go to a 3D view, we can see our hip style roof. So maybe we want to turn this into a gable roof and then also have an overhang. We can go back to the roof plan and then select that roof, click edit footprint to get back into sketch mode, and then we can select all of these roof sketch lines, and maybe in the properties here we change the overhang to 2 feet, so those all automatically move out from the wall 2 feet. And on the two ends that we want to have a gable condition rather than the hip roof now, we can select the sketch line and say that does not define a slope. So when define slope is selected, it means from that edge of the roof inwards the roof is going to slope. So we'll just do one side first to see what that looks like. We click the green checkbox. Right away we can see the slope lines are gone and the ridge is extended all the way out to the left. If we go to our 3D view, we can see we now have a gable condition on one side. One nice feature that we have with walls is when we have a wall selected, we can actually attach its top to the roof. We could use the edit profile as we saw previously in the walls video, where we edit the profile just to match whatever the underside of the roof is. But this is more convenient and actually makes a parametric relationship so that if the roof changes, like the slope changes as we'll see in a little bit, the roof or the wall will move with that change. So I select the wall, and on the ribbon I select the attach top/base, and then I pick the item I want that wall to attach to. Now I click modify, and now we can see the wall has extended up to the roof. Sometimes you'll get these odd conditions here where you have to select this wall and also attach it to the roof. So we could go ahead and do that with the other side if we wanted to, but let's go ahead and jump ahead and put a flat roof on this lower area. So in floor plans we're going to go to level 1. We can actually add the roof at level 1 if we want to, rather than going up to level 2. We're going to select the roof by footprint command again. This time Revit notices we're on the lowest level in the model, and usually roofs are drawn up above that, so rather than having the roof right on the floor, it's prompting us if we want to move it up a level. In this case, we'll just go ahead and leave it at level 1, but then we're going to define the offset to be 9 feet. So I believe our walls are 10 feet high, so we'll make the roof itself a foot lower than that, so we have room for insulation. And now we're going to use this extend a core option, which will allow us to have the roof extend into the wall to its structural component, and then also cut out a portion of the wall when we're in sections. This sketch line didn't quite go to the right spot, so I'm going to drag that over to the other side of the wall. Now I'm going to click finish, and we get a couple of prompts here. The first one is, do you want the walls below this roof to be attached to it? And we're going to say no, because we want those walls to extend up past the roof. And then here, do you want the portion of roof that cuts into the wall to cut out that wall geometry? And here we'll say yes. So we might have a bearing condition where we have precast planks bearing on this concrete block within the wall. If we go back to our 3D view, you can see I obviously made a mistake here. I forgot to uncheck defines slope. So we have this odd condition here where it looks like a hip roof. In this 3D view, if I select that roof and select edit footprint, I can hover, tab, click, just like we did for walls, to select all of those sketch lines. And then I'm going to uncheck the defines roof slope option and then finish. We get the same prompts again, no. And now we have our flat roof. If we want the parapet to be a little taller here, we can select those 3 exterior walls and then adjust the height here to be 12 feet. So when I set the roof to be 10 feet, the roof thickness itself is set to 12 inches. So it made it go up 9 plus 1, made it 10 feet. When we select an element, you see how it becomes transparent so that you can see through it, which is handy if you want to see what's going on under the roof. And that is a quick look at how you create roofs in Revit.